it will not stop you to upload the data, right? So, but here, for example, if any client gave you budget for maximum 30 GB, the team should use any limitation they give or any budget they give. How can we control? How can we control that? By creating the metrics. Okay. Yeah. So S3 is a code service. Normally in real-time projects, we upload shift rosters and patches and common data. So like SOPs, standard operating procedures. So whatever the documentation you want to upload, you can upload into S3. Okay. Yeah. So S3 is available 24 by 7. So without, yeah, normally whatever storage, not only S3. So whatever the storage we are using in cloud, those are available without downtime. So they will not down. AWS will not be down. AWS will not down this storages. So if they have any maintenance activity, so prior to at least 1 month, they inform us. They inform us. So we have maintenance activity. So this time to this time, this storage service is not available. Okay. So next storage here is EFS. EFS and Glacier we can cover today. EFS and Glacier. What is EFS anyone? It is a file level storage. So file level storage, we can transfer files from one region to other region, one zone to other zones. Yeah. Yes, EFS is mainly for Linux workloads, not for Windows, Linux workloads. So today we are going to cover this EFS and Glacier. Tomorrow, most, yeah. So if we have time today, we can cover backup also. EFS will take nearly 45 minutes to 1 hour. So after we'll discuss about Glacier. Okay, we'll see that. EFS is a file level storage, right? Now, for example, in real-time projects, in Windows environments, in Windows environments, we use the share folder. In Windows environments, we use the share folders. What is share folder, anyone? What is share folder, anyone? Anyone having idea? Share folder, we use, so in real-time projects, we use the share folder. Share drive or share folder, both are same. Yeah. Share folder is a common folder, central folder, right? So in real-time projects, in Windows environments, always use the share folders. So this share folder is available in a server. We create a server. Inside of the server, we create the share folder. Inside of the server, we create one folder, which the folder we can configure as a share folder. So for example, if you want to access if you want to access any folder in the server, how can we access? So there is a folder in a server. I want to access the folder. How can we access? For example, in your laptop, you have a folder, you have a directory, Windows in the Windows system. How can you access? First of all, we need to log in system, connect, yeah, just log in Windows, and you can open the folder, right? Same way, server side also. First of all, we need to log in server, and we can access the folder, right? Yeah. So, but developers, testers always access the share folders. So if they want to access share folder, what they have to do? They need to log in into server. They need to access the folder, right? So instead of logging into server, instead of accessing the folder, so we configure as a, we configure, so here we configure network path. We configure network path. So which is mount point, mount path. Or we can say mount point, mount path, network path or mount path we can say. So this shell folder we can configure as a network folder or network path. Yeah. So everyone attach this network path to the system, desktop or laptop. Example, here we have 1,000 users available across the globe. So we have 1,000 users. So project team members. So across the globe, we have 1,000 users. Europe region, US region, Africa region, right? APAC region. We have 1,000 users are available. So this 1,000 users, so for example, I gave 5 users only. So this 1,000 users, what they will do? They map this network path. They map this network path. Okay. So once they map this network path, what will happen? Instead of this is not okay. So once we map the network path, what will happen? Instead of login server, we can directly access the share folder like this. So in our laptop, so we have C drive, D drive, right? Along with the C drive, D drive, we mount one more path, which is network path, network share folder. That will be available in this PC. So that instead of logging into server, instead of connecting the share folder, instead of opening the share folder, what we will do? We just map the share folder into your system. Just click on the network path that will be redirected to your share folder. You are understanding, right, everyone? So developers, testers, DevOps engineers, everyone configure this network path. So why we required network path? Why we require network path? To reduce the time, right? To reduce the time. Yeah, the process will be normally developers. So instead of connecting server, they can directly connect the network path to system. So that time will be reduced and also quick development, right? Yeah. So here in the share folder, common data, so project data, we can store. This is a Windows share folder. This is a Windows share folder. So same way in Linux workloads, we use the elastic file system. Same functionality. So same functionality. Instead of login server, we can map the network path to our laptop or desktop, and we can directly access the share folder. Same way, EFS also, we can create one mount point. We can create one storage. We can create one mount point. So that mount point we can directly access, right? So I'll show that. Yeah. So now steps to create and configure EFS. What are the steps we need to follow? Steps to create and configure EFS. Steps to create and configure EFS. So this Windows share folder concept you understand, right, everyone? Windows share folder concept you understand, right, everyone? Same way. Yeah. So what are the steps we need to follow? Let's try to understand. First step here is create two instances in two different availability zones. Create two instances in two different availability zones. After that, second step here is create a security group. Create a security group by opening by opening NFS port for EFS. NFS. What is NFS? Network file system. Network file sharing also we can say. Okay. Yeah. So third step here is create EFS storage by using the by using the security group which we created in the above steps. Next one. Fourth step here is create a mount point to mount EFS on EC2 instances. Next step here is test file sharing. Test file sharing. How the files will be shared. These are the 5 steps we need to configure. We need to create and configure. So these are the 5 important steps. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, we need to create two instances in two different availability zones. So one server we can create in one zone, the server we can create in other zone. So after that, we required one security group. So the port number should be open. This is NFS port should be open, right? So for EFS, yeah, NFS port number is, I'll show you. Create EFS storage by using the security group, which we created in the above steps. So we need to create EFS storage by using this security group. Create mount point. Okay. After that, you can test the file sharing. Right. Now let us go back to AWS console. So concept clear, right, everyone? This concept is clear, right? Yeah. Now, first of all, what we will do, we can create a security group. First, we can create security group. After that, we can create servers. After that, we can create EFS storage. Okay. Yeah, security group we can create. So what is security group enable? What is security group enable? Virtual firewall, right? So what is firewall? What is firewall enable? Firewall is a network security device. So why we require firewall? What is the importance of firewall? Anyway, so yeah, control the inbound, outbound traffic. So we can filter out the traffic. So unauthorized users will not be allowed by this. Yeah, normal in real-time projects. So if you want to connect your private network, how can we connect? By using VPN, right? Virtual private network, which is available in VPN server. VPN server we configure. So first we need to connect VPN. VPN will allow you to connect your private network, office network, right? So we connect through internet. We connect through internet normally. So if you want to connect office network, first of all, we require internet, right? So through internet, we can connect VPN server. So internet is the vulnerable network, dangerous network. That is why we require one firewall. So firewall is VPN server. So once we log in VPN, so it will check this person is authorized person or not, right? The authorized person is logged in, it will allow as per the firewall rules. So unauthorized person logged in, it will not be allowed, right? So based on the firewall rules, it will allow deny the traffic. Okay. Same way, security groups also. So along with the username password, security group is mandatory. Security group is mandatory, right? Yeah. So first of all, what we will do, go to security groups, network and security, security group. These are all security groups available. Yeah. Now I want to create one security group. Click on create security group. EFS SE. EFS security group. So description also I want to give the same. Yeah. Now, so outbound rules by default enabled, all traffic enabled. So all traffic is enabled. So inbound rules we need to enable here. So click on add rules. So if you want to connect Linux server, which protocol required, which port number should be open, which authentication required, SSH, right? SSH 22 port should be open. See, now it is open. Okay. And if you want to connect your EFS storage, if you want to configure EFS storage, NFS port should be open. NFS port. So click on add rule. Now NFS port should be open. See here, NFS 2049. This should be open. Otherwise, yeah, it will not be allow you to connect. Okay. Now, if you want to connect Jenkins server, for example, the security group you want to use for the Jenkins server. So Jenkins server required HTTP port number. HTTP port number. 80 or 8080. This should be open. So if you want to connect Kubernetes, we require other port number. If you want to configure Docker, we require other port number, right? So instead of opening one by one all the port numbers, what we will do? Better we can go with the all TCP, right? So add rules, select all TCP, 0 to 65535, all the ports will be open here, right? So this 22 port is available between 0 to 65535. So 2049 is also available, 80 also available. So these three port numbers not required. You can remove these three because we opened all TCP. So here in place of custom, you can give anywhere IP version 4, right? Yeah. Now give the tag name here. Click on create security group. Now the security group is successfully created. Okay. So RTCP enabled here. This is the security. Okay. Yeah. Now I want to create two instances in two different availability zones. First step. So second step we already performed here, right? Now first step. So create two instances in two different availability zones. How can we create? Go back to instances. Click on instances, launch instance. instance name, give any name. I want to take Amazon Linux only, second AMI. You can take any flavor, any Linux flavor or Windows flavor. Or Windows are not supported here, Linux only. So T2 micro. So key pair, I want to use any key pair. So security group, network settings, select existing security group. Here I want to use the EFS as the, yeah. So before that, so click on edit here now. So I want to create two instances in two different availability zones, right? Yeah. So now we can select here subnet. See here 2A, 2B, 2C. These are the availability zones. See here availability zone 2A, availability zone 1A, 1B, 1C. So I want to create this server in 1A zone. So I selected here availability zone 1A. See here. Now auto assign public IP enabled. Security group, I selected EFS as the 8 GB storage. Right. Now click on launch instance. Now the instance is launching. So now the instance is in running state. Copy public IP. So here I want to show you another console today. So we are connecting the servers using which interface? Which interface? Okay, right? Yeah, I'll show you one more interface today, which is a mobile extreme. Mobile extreme, which is also a very important console. So we have another console which is SSH that I'll show you after few sessions. Okay. So in real-time projects, any interface you can use. PuTTY is very commonly common interface. So mobile extreme also we can use. SSH authentication also we can use. Okay. Someone asking some question here. So now I want to use mobile extreme. Mobile extreme. Okay. So mobile extreme is not user friendly, but so most of the project teams they are using PuTTY. Okay. So mobile extreme also can will try to understand how to create and configure. Okay. So I created one server. Now what we will do? I want to download mobile extreme. Download MOBA extreme Windows. Say this one. So first URL mobaextreme.mobatech.net is the official URL. So click on this. This will be downloaded. Yeah, now it is showing two editions, home edition, professional edition. So here in the home edition, it is free, professional edition not free, right? Now click on download now. Once you click on it, it will show you two more options. Click on download. See here. Mobile extern, home edition, portable edition, installer edition. Two editions. Portable, installer. Okay. So better you can go with the portable. Portable is no need to install. Just download, unzip, we can use. But install edition, we need to install. So click on this mobile extension, portable edition. Now the portable edition is downloaded. So wait for 1 minute. It's ready. Now it is downloaded. Go to downloads. Wait for a few seconds. Just wait for a few seconds. Yes. Now it is done. Yeah. See here. So mobile external portable, right? So this is a zip file, zip format, right? So now we need to right click here, extract all. Click on this. Now extract. Now it is extracted. See here. Now it is mobile external personal underscore 25 underscore 0. So this is the file where we open and where we use this. Okay. So just click on this, double click on this. Now it is open. So no need to install. So portable edition. So just download and extract all. You can click on the file and you can use them. You can use the file. You can use the mobile external. Now, so by using mobile extreme, I want to connect my web server one. This web server I want to connect by using mobile extreme. So how can we connect? So copy public IP, go back to mobile extreme, click on session, click on session. So click on SSH, paste here IP address. So host name, remote host name or public IP. So specify username. What is the username you are using? Amazon NX, right? What is the username? Is say to hyphen user. So here we need to give the user first. First, before login, we need to provide the user here. So in putty, once we connect that console, we give the username, right? But here first we need to give the IP address username. So after that, click on advanced SSH settings. So 3 steps here. First of all, we need to give the IP, username, click on advanced SSH settings. So here, use private key. Key also we need to select here. Okay. So here you can select the key. So the key is whatever the key you attach to the server, that key we need to select here. So which is master key. Okay. Now I am able to connect. 3 steps. I'll show you one more time. So this is very user friendly. So here, like this, scroll up, scroll down. Click on press control. If you want to um, increase the font size, you can increase. Okay. So this is also very user friendly. So at a time, you can connect to 10 consoles here. So in this window, same window, you can open 10 consoles like this at a time. 10 servers you can connect. Okay. So start using this mobile extreme. So after a few sessions, I'll show you other console also. Okay. Clear, right, everyone? Shall I show you? Shall I repeat it again? Shall I repeat this one more time? Anyone? How to? So మీరు అర్థమైంది. సో మీరు జస్ట్ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయండి. ఎందుకంటే మళ్ళీ మీరు నిన్న మళ్ళీ అడిగారు కదా. సో జస్ట్ లిసన్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ. ఓకే. యా. సో మీకు డౌట్ ఉంటే సో ఇన్ లైవ్ యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్. ఓకే. ఫైన్. యా. I'll show you one more time quickly. I close this. So mobile extreme, I downloaded, I unzipped that. Okay. So after that, open this mobile extension I attach here. I attach here. Okay. So taskbar, just a drag and drop to the taskbar. Okay. Yeah. So once you open this mobile extension, go to session, SSH. Here you can paste the public IP which you copied. I already copied public IP. That is why I pasted here. Specify username. You can give the username ec2-user. Advanced SSH settings. Click here. Now choose this use private key and select your private key. So which we are using currently, which we attach to the system server, which is master key. I attached here. Click on OK. That's it. Okay. Now we are able to connect our Amazon and Excel. Okay. Yeah. So clear the screen. Same commands you can use here. Whatever the commands we used in, put same common, right? Yeah. Now, so I want to change the host name. First of all, I want to switch to root. Sudo space -I to switch to host name web server 1. After that, now ping. Hold on. The server is ready. The server is ready. Okay. Now I want to create one more server in other zone. So this server, web server 1 is created in AP South 18, right? Now second server. Go back to console here. Now click on launch instance. Now web server 2. Second AMI can take. To micro, key pair, any key pair you can use. Yeah. So here existing security group I want to use. Edit here. Now subnet you can select here. AP South 1B I want to choose here. 1C, this is 1C, right? 1B, see here. AP South 1B I want to choose here. AP South 1, right? So auto assign public IP enabled here. So now existing security group I attach here 8 GB storage, one instance, click on launches. Now the instance is being ready. See, web server 2. Now copy public IP, go to mobile exchange. So already one server connected here, right? Now I want to connect one more server. Click on session, new session, SSH, paste here, IP address public IP, specify username, ec2-user. Now click on advanced SSH settings. Now use private key. Select the private key here. Go to desktop here. Now select master. Okay. Now I'm able to connect my web server. Sudo space -I host name. Execute bash. Right. Now both the servers are connected. Right. So two steps completed here. First step is security group. Second step, create two servers in two different availability zones. Now third step, I want to create EFS storage. I want to create EFS storage by using the security group, which we created in the above steps. Okay. Now go back to console here. So I want to open duplicate session here. One more duplicate session. Now go and search here EFS or else you can go to services, storage, Click on EFS. Now I want to create EFS storage. Okay. So currently, so click on file systems. No file systems are available. Now I want to create one file system. So click on create file system. File system name, EFS file share. EFS file share. So I want to use the default VPC, default network. So normally in real-time projects, we don't use the default network. We always use the custom network. So why we use the custom network? So default VPC, we don't use in real-time projects. We always use the custom VPC. So custom VPC, when we use custom VPC, we can enable the custom rules, our own rules, right? So if you use default VPC, so default rules we need to follow. Clear, right, everyone? Yeah. So here you can use the default network, which is a default VPC. So click on create. Now the file share is created. File system is created. Now it is created. Wait for a few seconds. Yes. Now it is successfully created. Yeah. So once we create the file system, after that, so click on this file system, file share. Now scroll down, scroll down. So click on network, click on network. So now currently it is creating, right? So wait for 2 minutes. Still it is creating, network is creating, wait for 2 minutes. Why the name Elastic? Good question. What is Elastic? Anyone? What is Elastic in general? Stretchable, expandable, right? Yeah. So here, whatever the file system we created here, storage, that is stretchable, expandable. How much you want to utilize, you can utilize. Without expanding, you can utilize. For that utilization, you have to pay the bills. Even S3 also. S3 also, how much you want to utilize, you can utilize. For that utilization, we have to pay the bills. Clear, right, Abdul? So we did not, yeah, we haven't specified any space right here while creating storage. So we haven't given any 1 GB, 2 GB, 10 GB, not like that, right? Stretchable, expandable. So what are the use of EFS? You understanding, right? Concept you understand, right? Elastic file system says, yeah, elastic file system use. What is the use of that? Use of elastic file system? To share the files zone to zone, region to region, right? So common files. For example, our team members are available in US, UK, Europe, right? And Africa region and Mumbai region, Australia, right? So commonly they can access the data. So same way here, discussed one example, right? Window share folders, different regions. These people are in different regions. They can commonly access the data. Now these are available. Now these are available, right? So once these are available, so we need to attach security group to the availability zones. So here the third point here is create EFS storage by using the security group which we created in the above steps. Now security group we need to attach to the zones. Now how can we attach? Click on manage. See here. So by default security group is attached to the zones. Now I want to attach EFSSG to all the zones. So here I attached. Next one, here also I want to attach. So here also, here there is no server. In AP South 1C, there is no server. So still, so don't leave empty. You can attach here. Okay. Now scroll down, click on save. Click on save. Now the security will be attached to the zones. Third step completed, right? Third step completed. So next step, what is the next step here? Create mount point to mount EFS on EC2 instance. So we created security groups, we created storage. So security group attached to the storage and the servers also created here. Now that storage we need to mount to the servers. Whatever the storage we created, that storage, EFS storage, we can attach to the, we can mount to the servers. So that commonly we can share the data zone to zone, right? Now mount instructions. We need to follow the mount instructions, right? So go back here, go back to this. Now go back to file systems. So this is a file system which we created here. Now click on this file system. Now click on attach, attach, click on attach. These are the mount commands, mount instructions here. Mount your Amazon EFS file system on Linux instances using the EFS mount helper, using the EFS, using the NFS client. So this command is important command. This command, only this command you can use. This command only. Okay. Yeah. So before mounting this, first of all, we need to go back to servers. This is a web server one. Control Z to stop this. Clear the screen. Now, in this server, I want to create one folder like share folder, common folder, right? So how can we get the folder? mkdir, right? Mkdir. So make directory mkdir space slash EFS. So under root, I want to get the EFS folder. Okay. Enter. Now the folder is created. Go back to other server. Control Z to stop this. Clear the screen. Now mkdir space slash EFS. So on both the servers, I created one folder, right? So this folder, I want to map to EFS storage. So in the server, I created the folder. That folder, I want to attach to the storage. So that when we create any files in the server, that files will be stored in the EFS storage, right? Yeah. Now go back to EFS. So here, this command we need to copy. This command is important command. So using the NFS client command, copy this command, go back to instances. Yeah. So now paste the command here. Paste the command here. Now, whatever the EFS is available right here. So before this EFS, we need to give the slash. So what I'm doing here, this EFS folder, I want to mount to the storage EFS folder, which is available in the server, that I want to mount to the EFS storage. Enter. Now it is mounted. So if the EFS folder is mounted or not, if you want to check df hyphen df space hyphen h is the command to check the mount path. Enter. See here. Now it is mounted, right? EFS is mounted, right? Now go back to second server. Now same. Paste the path here. So right click here, paste the path, whatever path we copied, give the slash, enter. Now you can check df space hyphen h. Now it is mounted here. See here, mounted. Understanding right, everyone? Yeah. So whatever the folder we created in the web server 1, web server 2, the folder we mounted to the EFS storage. Okay. Now clear the screen. So what is the next step here? Next step. So we create the mount point, right? Next step, test file sharing. Test the file sharing. Okay. Yeah. Now go back to web server 1, clear the screen. Now, whatever the folder we created here, EFS folder, we need to go to that folder. How can we go to instead of that folder? How can we go? CD. What is CD? Change directory. Change directory. CD space slash EFS. Now I'm in EFS folder, right? So second server also CD space slash EFS. So currently I'm in EFS folder, right? Yeah. So clear the screen. Now here also clear the screen. Now I want to create 100 files. How can I create? Touch file name, file, let's open 1 dot dot 100. Ls close. Now if you check ls, 100 files created in web server 1, right? Now go back to web server 2. If you check ls, that file should be open here. That file should be available. Server 1, I created the file, but it is showing in server 2, right? In server 2, I want to create 100 directories, 100 folders, Jenkins directories, right? So go back to web server 1. In web server 1, if you check ls, because when we create any files, folders, those are creating in create out, right? Where we are creating this? When we create any files, folders, where we created this file folder? EFS storage, not in local, not in local system, in EFS storage. The files are sharing in EFS storage because, yeah, so we created one EFS folder. That folder we attach to the EFS storage. Centrally, we are storing the data. So from any region, any zone, anyone can access this data. Understanding, right? Clear, right, everyone? This is very important concept, file sharing concept. Clear, right, everyone? Online. Any questions here, anyone? Anyone having any questions? You can ask your questions if you have any questions. So this concept is very, very important concept. Make sure everyone practice this. So these are the steps we need to follow, right? So this screenshot I'll upload into Google Classroom. You can take this screenshot of these steps you can take and you can follow the steps and you can configure the EFS, Elastic File System. Yeah, once you practice this,
Hi, Ram
the
sir.
EFS mount session is dependent. Where it is dependent? Mount session. Yeah, go ahead, please. Someone asking some question here.
There we have two options, right? One is DNS, another one using IP. What is the difference between those two?
where it is available.
like in the EFS.
Okay, so EFS and DNS. So actually, if you want to mount your if you want to mount your zones, normally we use this. So because zone, we are configuring zone, right? So region also possible. Region also fine. Yeah, region also fine. But a region, it will work in subscription level. Subscription level. We are not having subscription. We are using free type. Yeah. So most of the time we use this NFS mount only. NFS mount, this mount only.
Okay. When we can use that mount via IP? Is there any particular situation or scenario?
Mount via IP, which I where it is.
Like the second option,
Second.
mount
Okay.
via.
Yeah. So IP also we can use. So mount via DNS, mount via IP also we can use. Mount via IP also we can use. But so DNS is the normally for NFS file sharing, we use the DNS only. IP, if you use IP, we need elastic IP should be configured. Elastic IPs, all elastic IPs required here. But elastic IPs are not free of cost, right? Elastic IPs are not free of cost. So better you can go with the first one only, first option.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
And also here, yeah, someone asking, can you share the PDF file? So I'll share. So I'm preparing the documentation. I share maybe tomorrow or day after. So is the EFS mount session dependent? Dependent means could not understand, Raviteja. You can speak up now.
Yes. So what I meant was, so we were using the terminal, right? So if we close the terminal, will the mount still be active, or is it dependent on the
Yes,
session?
yes. No, no, no.
Okay.
If you close also active. If you close the
Okay.
session also, it will be active. So once you mount the path, it will not be removed. It will not be disabled. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
So now, so once complete your practice, so you can remove the EFS storage. Otherwise, charges will be applied. Okay. So now, so once complete your practice, go to file systems, remove this file system, select your file system, go to click on delete here, delete. So give the file system name here, copy this. This will be removed. So type yes, now it is successfully deleted. After that, what we have to do, go back to so instances, select both instances, instance state, terminate instances. Server. Where if only or can be name, right? So in the mount path, they are showing EFS, right? Better you can use EFS. Fine. So now this is a remove, right? So now one more service we can cover today, which is a Glacier. So Glacier will not take much time, hardly 15 minutes. 15 minutes, right? So we can cover Glacier also. What is Glacier, anyone? Yeah, it is a cold storage, cheaper storage. compare with all other storages. Yeah, so Glacier is mainly for Glacier. You can use Glacier, that is mainly for yeah. So Glacier is backups and archival. So transferring the data to Glacier is very simple, but when you want to archive, when you want to retrieve, that will take some time. That is only the disadvantage of Glacier, right? Yeah. So Glacier is a cold storage. This is mainly for backup and archival. So compare with all other storages, Glacier is the cheaper storage, right? Yeah. Now, so in Glacier, normally we store long-standing data. We save long-standing. For example, so one project, yeah, as per the project team requirement, yeah, as per the project team requirement, so we uh, created the servers, 10 servers or 100 servers. Okay, hand over to project. So we got one requirement. So the project team required 100 servers, right? Yeah. So as per the requirement, we can go and create the servers. We can hand over to project. So in that request, they give you requirement, whatever the configuration required, zone required, which zone, on which zone, which region servers to be created, and which operating system required, and also in that request, make sure the approval should be in place. Approvals. Without approvals, we should not create any servers. So cloud is all about costing. And cloud is cloud's resources all about costing. So without approvals, we should not perform any activity in real-time projects. If you create any resources without approvals, that will be escalated, right? That is why make sure you need to check the approvals. So as per the approvals, as per the request, we created the servers and over to project. So after 1 year or after 6 months, the project is completed, right? So the project team, again, there is a request for terminating the servers. So by the time they ask us to store the data they required after 1 year. In that case, what will be the data we can move to Glacier, right? Yeah. Now go back to console. Go to services, storage. Click on storage. Now click on Glacier or S3 Glacier, both are same. Glacier or S3 Glacier, both are same. Click on this. So now here, so first we need to create one vault. Vaulting. Vault is nothing but it is a resource. Vault is a resource. Click on create vault. Vault name. I can give Glacier. Yeah. So here event notifications. Turn on, turn off notifications, turn on notifications. So once we move the data to Glacier, we'll get notified through email notifications. So if you want to enable the notifications, you can select second one. If you want to turn off the notifications, you can select first one. So if you want to get notifications, we need one more service, which is SNS service. What is SNS? Simple notification service. That service we need to integrate with the Glacier. Simple notification service. So while working on auto scaling, I'll show you how can we configure the SNS. Okay. Yeah. So here you can turn off notifications. Don't create any notifications here. Click on create vault. Now the vault is created. Now click on this vault. See here. If you want to enable the notifications, you can click on edit this. So if you want to check the vault policies, so also you can check here, right? Now vault is ready. Vault is ready. If you want to enable the Glacier now, So not yet enabled. Glacier is not yet enabled. If you want to enable the Glacier, we require licensing part here. Required licensing. Certificate required. What is that certificate? Download Fast Glacier certificate required. Fast Glacier we need to download and we need to register. Then only Glacier will be activated. This, yeah. So third, yeah, vendor is the fastglacier.com. So from here we need to download the license. So if you want to get the license, we need to provide the credit card information. That is why don't download this. Fast Glacier don't download. It's not free of cost. Once you download this, once you install this, automatically Glacier will be enabled. So after that, you can move the data to Glacier. This is the process. This is one method. Second process is there. I'll show you. One more method is there. So don't download this Fast Glacier. Okay. So some charges will be applied. So very higher charges they are charging Fast Glacier. So in real-time projects, by default, Fast Glacier enabled because the client pay the bills for the Fast Glacier. But here don't download this. Okay. Next one, next method here is yeah, first of all, just want to remove this. Second method here is for example, if you want to move the data to Glacier, second method here is go to S3. For example, I have some data available in S3. So in S3, so here, yesterday we created one folder, right? This is the folder, right? In this folder, this is the data I have. This data I want to move to Glacier. How can you move the data to Glacier, right? So go to management, click on management. Now click on create lifecycle rules. Click on create lifecycle rules. Now lifecycle rule name, I want to give a rule one. Yeah, see here. This is very important. So how can we create the rule for moving the data to Glacier? By creating the rules also, we can move the data to Glacier. So here, rule one, choose a rule scope. Limit the scope of this rule using one or more filters. Apply to all object in the bucket. Second one you can choose. So I want to apply all object in the bucket. So I want to move the data to Glacier. So once that data is older than 30 days. So once the data is older than 30 days, I want to move the data to Glacier. For example, I'm using 30 GB. Maximum 30 GB client give the budget. So if I utilize more than 30 GB, I have to give this justification to client. So normally in real-time projects, client give you some budget. Within that budget, we have to utilize the resources. Otherwise, what will happen? They ask you to provide the justification. So why you are utilizing this much of data? This much of bill, why you are utilizing? They ask you to provide the justification, right? So that is why to control that, so what we will do, we can create the rules here and we can move the data, old data to Glacier. Okay. So apply to all object in the bucket. So I acknowledge here, click on this. After that, see here. Lifecycle rule actions. So transition current versions of object between storage classes. Current versions, latest data. Normally, we don't move the latest data to Glacier, right? Yeah, I don't want to move this. Second one, see here. Transition non-current versions of object between storage classes. Non-current versions means non-current versions. Old data, previous data, right? So next one, expire current versions of objects. I don't want to use this. So permanently delete non-current versions of objects. So these two rules are very important. Two rule actions. These two rule actions are very important. Now scroll down here. Yeah. So this rules I want to enable. I acknowledge here. After that, see here. choose storage class transitions on which storage you want to move the data from S3. So standard IA, which is a bit costlier. Next one, intelligent tiering, bit costlier. One zone IA, bit costlier. What is this? Glacier instant retrieval, Glacier flexible retrieval, Glacier deep archive, right? So better can go with the Glacier instant retrieval, first one. Next one. So days after object become non-current. So here I want to give 30 days. So after 30 days, for example, I created some data today. After 30 days, the data should be moved to Glacier. Okay. So next one, second option, see here. So permanently delete non-current versions of objects. What is this? So days after object become non-current. So 365 days. So once the data is moved to Glacier, so after 365 days, permanently I want to delete. So that is why you need to give the second rule option here. So delete non-current versions of objects 365 days, right? So once you give this rule and click on create rule, what will happen? As per the rule, the data will be moved to Glacier. So after 1 year, after 365 days, data will be permanently deleted. But so if you want to enable this, we require what we require? Fast Glacier required. Fast Glacier should be enabled. Otherwise, it will not work. So the license should be enabled. Otherwise, this will not work out. Okay. Clear, right? So just try to understand the concept. But here, if you want to configure Glacier, we require licensing part. So if anyone asks you any question, like what is Glacier? What is the use of Glacier? What we will tell? Interviewer ask you this question. What is Glacier? What is the use of Glacier? Glacier is a cold storage, cheaper storage compared with all other storages. Yeah, so we can use the Glacier for backups and archival, long-standing data, backups and archival. So Glacier advantages are cheaper cost. Advantages, cheaper cost. Disadvantage, retrieval take more time. Retrieval takes more time. These are the interview questions. Commonly, interviewer asking. Okay. So why we require snapshot? So we have Glacier, that is fine. Why we require snapshot? Point in time, or within, yeah, if you want to uh, take temporary copies, like 1 month, 15 days, 2 months. So more than 3 months, if you want to hold the data, you need to go with the Glacier, right? So these interview questions are very, yeah, commonly interviewer asking. So even last interview also, one of the previous batch student, he faced the same question. Okay. So Glacier, interview questions. So in real-time projects, by default, license is enabled, fast Glacier. But here we don't require license. Okay. So make sure everyone practice this. Even Glacier also you can check this options. And EFS also, make sure everyone practice. Okay. So tomorrow, we are going to work on next service, which is AWS backup. This AWS backup will take nearly 45 minutes. After that, we'll start working on monitoring rules, CloudWatch, CloudTrail. Okay. Any questions so far, anyone? Anyone having any questions? You can ask your questions. Anyone having any questions? You can ask. Classroom friends, anyone having any questions here? These two concepts are very important concepts. So make sure everyone practice this.
Sir, the difference between snapshot and glacier is the licensing is required for a glacier, but not required for a snapshot. And if we want to save the data for a 3 month, then snapshot is okay. If more than 3 months, then glacier. Is that too
So
different?
even though we can hold the snapshot for 3 months, more than 3 months also, but that is not recommended. But that is not it. Okay. So when you move the data to Glacier, that is very cheaper. Glacier is very cheap. So even though snapshot is a bit costlier. So client always look for the cost saving. Client always look for the cost saving. That is why we need to reduce the costing everywhere. Every service we need to reduce the costing, which is we can say cost optimization. We need to control the costing. That is why. So if you want to hold the data for longer time, you can go with the Glacier. Clear, right?
Yes.
Fine. So everyone practice these services and EFS you can try with Ubuntu. You can try with Ubuntu. So I explained in the Amazon Linux, right? You can try with Ubuntu. That will work out.
Um,
Or else
Hi, sir.
you can use the two flavors. One is Amazon Linux, one is Ubuntu. That will work out. Different zones, yes. Different zones you can try. Even single zone also fine. But normally, if you want to check the difference, zone one, zone two, zone three, three servers also you can take. Three servers also can take. Yeah, go ahead, please. Yes.
Yeah, hi, Ram, sir. Yeah, one quick question, like, no,
Just a minute.
you-
Japan. Japan. Oh, EFS. Ah, right. How can we access? Two folders we created. What? Yeah, in the both the servers, we create the folder, right? Yeah, same way. If you take three servers, third server also can get the same folder. Your question is, can you come again? Server one. Ah. Yeah. So we haven't saved any files in the server. Where we store the files, where we create the files, EFS storage. That is why we are able to access from any server. So if you have 10 servers also, we can access the data commonly. So we are not storing the data in local. We are storing the data in EFS storage, central. Yeah, go ahead, please. Someone asking some question.
yeah, it's me, Mahesh.
Yeah,
Question is like, no, you have mounted two EFS, sorry, EFS to two servers, right?
correct.
And now we demounted
Hmm.
and servers were terminated. So what about the data? Like, no, there are certain files we created, no, Jenkins, 100 files, and, there are another set of 100 files.
Data also gone, right? We deleted
That's
the EFS storage, right? We
okay.
deleted the
That
EFS
the
storage
data
also.
is also
Yeah, data gone.
okay. Okay. So in real time scenario, like, how would they handle this kind of situations? Will they? So is there any governance that no, we should not demount or we should not terminate
So
the server?
normally in real-time projects, once data is moved to somewhere, we can delete the EFS tools. Otherwise,
Okay.
critical data, the critical data is lost. What will
Okay.
happen?
Yeah, yeah,
Escalation.
that's the point. Actually,
Right?
in one of certain clients, like no, I have seen clients which is having now
Yes.
50 TB of data kind of. No. So if accidentally, if we terminate the instance and demount the EFS, so is there any
There
protection
is the
given?
backup mechanism, right? Backend, we use the backup manager. Backups we use. So tomorrow I explain this. AWS
Okay,
backup.
okay,
So we
okay,
take the backups. So in accidentally, if any EFS storage deleted, we can recover the data from backups. Backup strategies. These are the strategies we use, right?
got it.
You can recover the data. Nothing to worry.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes, we can recover the data. Yes. If yes, yes. Yeah, this is mainly for Linux workloads using commands only. So we created the files, right? Open the file and add the data to the file folder. Open the folder, add the data into folder, right? Yeah. So, for example, if you want to copy, if you want to move the files, so in your system you have data. Copy, copy source file, destination. Copy source file, destination. So, or else normally not like that. So, for example, we have 100 GB data in your local system. You want to move to cloud, right? So we have third-party tools to move the data to cloud. To move the data to cloud, third-party tools are available. FileZilla, 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 and what are those files available? What are the file transfer third-party tools available? Anyone having idea? One is FileZilla, and different tools are available. So by using the tools from your system, you can move the data to cloud servers. Any files, any data you can get. So practice here. So make sure everyone practice this. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can ask me tomorrow. So try to join 5 minutes early, online students, if you have any questions. Okay. Or else after the session also, I give you time for asking questions. You can ask. Fine. So you can stop here. So make sure everyone practice. Right. So tomorrow we are going to complete the stories. After that, we'll jump into other services, monitoring tools, IAM. So one by one. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.